Hello and namaste, yogis. I am Melinda. I just wanted to set up our series a little bit for you and talk to you just briefly about how yoga can help us manifest. When we think about manifestation in our lives, it's not so much about making something appear because we're wishing for it. We're not saying, I've got $1 million, but it kind of is, okay? So let me explain this a little bit. It's really about planting a seed, and with that seed, we need to allow it to grow. We need to allow it to grow in its own time, right? So you can't just plant a seed and expect a full bloom the next day. It takes time and it takes patience. We need to water it. We need to care for it. But we don't tend to it all the time, right? So it's something that we can kind of come back to, check in on it, make sure we're giving it the proper watering, the proper nourishment it needs. But then we watch it bloom and flourish on its own, and we kind of let go of how this happens. So it's just like when we want to manifest something in our lives. We need to plant the seed or set our intention for that. And then we need to take a little bit of care with it. And part of that care is letting go and believing that it's going to happen, because self-doubt will ultimately create the opposite result of what you want. And then part of that care is taking that inspired action. So not worrying about the hows, but then as you get those little lightning bolt ideas, you've got your how, you're in the shower washing your hair and like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. That's your inspired action. So you need to pay attention to your intuition and start to tap into like the hows. The hows will come and they'll come through you, and sometimes it doesn't even feel like it's your thoughts, and it's this higher self. It's this divine guidance, as I like to call it, or your guides, your angels, whatever it is that you believe, this inner knowing of like, that's it. That's what's going to help me get to this goal. And taking those little steps and not making it hard for yourself, but making it achievable. And that's how we water and care for it and nourish it and feed it. And then we watch it bloom, and we don't expect this bloom to look a very specific way, right? Maybe we think we're going to get a couple little blooms and we get this beautiful bouquet, and we allow this bouquet to grow. You're not just going to cut off more flowers as they grow because you only wanted 2, right? You're going to allow it to bloom and blossom. And that is the manifestation journey. So what does that have to do with our yoga practice? Our yoga practice allows us to create space in the body and allows us to settle the mind. So when we bring our intent into the practice, and then we bring in the movement and we bring in the energy flow, we are opening up the space for this to cultivate and bloom. We're shaking off the doubt and the excess negativity, and we're opening our heart centers, and we're saying, come in, I'm ready for you. So I'd just like you to keep that in mind as we continue on through this series about how to manifest in your yoga practice. And you'll notice as you start to set these small intentions, and maybe it's something really small you start with because you just feel like, oh, I don't know what that means. Maybe you just start thinking about a friend that you haven't seen in a long time, and you say, gosh, I really want to connect with this person, and see what happens. You might notice within a few days that this person has reached out to you, or you get an email, or there's some other connection with a third person that, oh yeah, I know so-and-so, I saw them last week. And that might inspire you to reach out to them. But regardless, you'll see these little signs from the universe telling you, I got you, like I'm here, I'm producing what you ask for. All right, I cannot wait to continue on this series with you all. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and thank you so much for joining me. Namaste, yogis.